Do you want like an interesting like hook?
Yeah, give me an interesting hook to start us off with.
This room has sound panels, so we can sound a lot quieter to everyone else. There's a little bit of backstage knowledge for you guys. Just thought I'd give that to you.
Is that your New Year's present to everyone then?
Yeah. Hello and welcome to the SlapDuck podcast. My name is the legendary fullback boy, Fallout man, George Gessie, aka the Fallout boy. Nah, to my right is...
I'm Sully Iqbal, aka Wiley's official doctor and also the spin doctor for Jushin Thunder Liger's future singing career.
Okay. Fucking hell.
And to my left,
Luca! I don't have an AKA.
You never
thought doing one, won't do it. Not doing it.
Never. And
No.
the day that he does, I will actually cry.
That'll be the final episode of the podcast.
Oh,
if we
my
ever
God.
stop doing
But
it,
if
that'll
we
be
ever
it.
get to that final episode, which hopefully we will never do, you can listen to the podcast everywhere you can find good podcasts, especially Apple Podcasts. And you can also find us on Radio Haver at 6 p.m. GMT every Tuesday. So go to radiohaver.com, 6 p.m. every Tuesday, GMT. You fucking listen to us live.
Oh,
Live
plug in the
boys.
radio.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
All right. What are we kicking this off with? Because it's been quite the eventful week.
Yeah.
Should we start off with a...
Do we go heavy and then light?
I don't feel like there's going to be much light this
Let's
week,
go-
Or
is
do we
there?
go light, heavy, light?
Yeah, I think we go
Like a combo.
light, heavy, light.
Let's go light, heavy, light. All right.
I think we should start off with the heinous murder that has just occurred this week.
Okay. Go on then. Let's
It's-
start this off with this. Sorry. Yeah.
It's Stormzy taking a gun, walking over to Wiley, who is just sat there eating his cereal, and fucking unloading into his head again and again.
That's a very brutal way of saying it.
That was pretty on the nose.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, man.
What I would have said would be, it's like Wiley like threw a little bit of water at Stormzy, and Stormzy was like, "Oh, okay, I see." Gets like a whole bucket and hits him with the bucket, and then pours the water on him.
See, what I would have said it was like, one of them cussed someone and the other one cussed them better.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, it was more than better. He systematically destroyed
Okay.
his lineage.
Oh my God.
Okay, so a bit of backstage.
Evaporated his sperm count.
The guys turn up today with talking about the Stormzy Wiley back and forth.
Beef.
And I guess
beef.
And unless more comes out, there's been, what, 2 apiece at this point?
Yes.
Yes.
At this point of recording, there's been 2 apiece. I knew nothing about this. I listened to them all. And these like honest, the first reactions, I didn't say anything to them. I didn't understand half of it. If I'm honest.
They were going fast.
They were going very fast, and I feel like I should have listened to it a good few times, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I got the general sentiment
Yeah.
of like each of them. I guess the main points
All right. Go
were
on.
easily grabbable.
Break down Wiley's points.
All right, Wiley doesn't like him because he's got big, and he thinks that he shouldn't be big because there's other people that came before him.
Yes.
Is that it?
Kind of.
I mean, that's kind
Because
of
he
like...
keeps talking about like how he owes, like he sounds like Wiley. Like one of the lyrics, I don't know if the first or the second one was like his big 5 tracks, he can hear himself in them.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
nicking his style, that
So,
kind of thing.
like-
He owes his whole
Stuff
thing
about
to like
Skepta.
Skepta and stuff.
Like, do you know who Wiley is?
No, not before this. I'm honest.
Okay, all right. So Wiley is the godfather of grime.
Okay.
He's one of the first, I think he's one of the first ever grime artists that like kind
That
of
went
made it big,
mainstream, yeah.
All right.
and but still sticks to the whole grime genre.
Underground kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
What else? What else is there? So like other people have come up through grime.
Mm.
So I don't know if you've heard of Chip.
No. I stop you. The only one I've ever heard of is Skepta, and that was the name
Skepta.
that was thrown around when I was, I guess, in 6th form. Everyone was talking about Skepta.
Yeah, Skeppy's sick as fuck.
Okay.
Big fan of Skepta.
But he's not the one that's made it the big, really. Then.
Skepta made it big.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
did make it big, and I think he was dating Adele soon.
Really?
Soon.
Soon.
But,
Still in the
but
future,
then
fair
I think Stormzy took it to the next level.
Well, I mean, Stormzy
Right.
mainline
So-
Glastonbury. For
Yeah,
fuck's
so
sake.
it went like Wiley kind of. I don't want to say this in case we get backlash because I don't know Okay, full disclaimer. I'm not a fucking historian on grime.
I'm going to send this to Wiley.
Oh,
Okay. This is our diss track, is it?
Yeah.
We're analysing it down.
I am not a historian on grime.
Yeah.
I have friends who are, and I wish they were in the room right now,
Okay.
and they could give you everything. So
Same,
right now,
if I'm honest.
I'm just the conduit to their knowledge.
Cool.
And there's a lot of stones in the river.
All right. So it's probably going to be very
stones.
top down. We're not going to say too much about it. Cool.
Wiley, godfather of grime, right?
Cool.
And then the grime scene died for a while.
All right.
It was still underground, wasn't
Yeah.
mainstream. And I believe, in my infinite knowledge of grime, that Chipmunk, do you remember Chipmunk?
I remember Chipmunk.
remember
Oopsie
Chipmunk.
daisy,
Yeah,
hurt
he's
you
great.
again.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that song, but yeah, I remember
Yeah, the song
Chipmunk.
Muhammad
Chipmunk
Ali.
was out, right?
Yeah.
Chipmunk was a grime artist first,
Okay.
and then he was Chip first, and then he went Chipmunk, and then he turned into a bit more pop thing. Everyone gave him shit for it because it's like, whoa,
Selling out.
you're going to sell out and go mainstream,
Yeah.
prick. And then Chip kind of retreated a bit, and then he systematically dissed every single person in the grime scene, like proper like big names in the grime scene.
Okay.
And
That sounds like suicide.
mate, he fought his own.
Okay,
It was
wow.
sick as fuck. So he like, I don't know all the names who he dissed, but one of the big ones was a guy called Young'un, right?
Okay.
He dissed Young'un. Young'un came back, and it was just like the juiciest, like most succulent disses I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
It was amazing, and that just shows my age because before apparently there was like a guy called Devlin dissed Wiley, and Wiley dissed somebody else, and like this thing's been going on for a long time.
All right. Lots of disses.
Yeah. So I feel like Chip revived the grime scene,
Okay.
brought it a bit more into the mainstream. And then who's that guy from Manchester? Bugsy. Bugsy did some shit too.
All right. I've heard that name.
Yeah. See, it's coming up.
I mean,
for
I've
you.
heard the names.
Bugsy did some shit, and then Stormzy made. What did he do? He made like. It was like a couple of like EPs, I think,
Okay.
and he was slowly starting building up and building up and building up, and then he made Shut Up. Remember Shut Up?
No.
No?
I know. Like
Okay,
I said, I
shut
know
up.
the names. I haven't really listened to most of the music.
Okay, yeah, fair. All right. So there's a really, really famous song on, I mean, a grime song, Shut Up by
Okay.
Stormzy, filmed in a park.
Immaculate.
Fucking, it's really good. It, like, as a grime goes, it's great. And then, Stormzy blew up and blew up and blew up and blew up. And then he headlined Glastonbury.
Mm.
And everyone's like, oh, he's
That's the
selling
sort of
out
like
now.
for me. It was like I knew the name Stormzy. I knew it was like he was a grime artist and fairly like in the circles that followed grime, they loved him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I woke up one day and he was fucking mainlining Glastonbury. It felt like overnight. I know it
definitely
wasn't,
but yeah.
But like to me as an outsider, that's what it felt like.
yeah.
It was like, okay, shit, it's gone like full legitimate now. Damn.
Insane.
Yeah.
And it's a testament to him.
Yeah.
I don't like it when people say that he's gone like, I mean, he has gone a bit mainstream.
It's.
But
I mean,
he has never forgotten where he has come from.
just from listening to I guess the 2 different tracks, or the 4 different tracks, 2 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His was far more easily digestible.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like it was neutered in any way. It just felt like it wasn't so. Rather than running 100 miles an hour, it
Yeah.
ran at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Still going fast.
Yeah.
It just was a bit more palatable to me.
You can remember the Stormzy one better than you can remember the Wiley one.
Yeah, I guess there was space between lyrics to kind of
Mhm.
absorb the lyrics before the next barrage hit.
Yeah.
Where I mean, I guess the Wiley's ones were a bit more full on.
Yeah. And I reckon that's a testament to Stormzy's flow because it's very like, he flips it up and changes it and stuff. I reckon that's probably what Wiley's getting at because he's like, I paved the way for you youngsters and stuff.
Yeah.
So let's move on to when Stormzy said so many things about Wiley's mum.
Oh,
In the second diss track.
my
So-
Well, I feel like you
God.
jumped over.
Yeah. So
All right.
So then Wiley's diss track, his first one mostly comes literally just for Stormzy.
Yes.
Stormzy then proceeds to come for Wiley, his father, and his brother, because at a concert, Stormzy went like sort of big manned Wiley's brother in front of his dad, and his
Okay.
dad didn't do anything.
Oof.
That was the kind of the setup for that
Whoa.
All right.
one.
Woof.
Sure.
Woof.
And then he sort of disses Wiley because that was at a Wiley concert,
Mm.
and he went out and sang with Wiley, which is kind of jokes.
Oh.
Coming for someone's brother,
And then
and then goes out
no,
of
no.
bombs with him.
Oh, man.
And basically
Okay.
he
Caned.
yeah, he caned Wiley's family. So then Wiley decides to come for Stormzy's mum, which
Why?
even I know, not being a rapper or anything, you don't come for someone's mum. Like their dad is one thing,
Yeah.
but their mum is the next level. So
Never.
he says, I'm thinking it right, he's going to snatch
His-
Stormzy's mum's weave in Croydon Market.
Yeah.
If he sees her in Croydon Market,
Yeah.
he'll snatch her weave off. Which
So-
is never snatch a black woman's weave off her head.
Yeah.
I think that's just
Have
common
you-
knowledge.
Have
at
you
this
not
point.
seen YouTube videos?
Yeah, just don't do it.
It's like
Just don't
heinous.
do it. It's
Mm.
heinous.
And we all sort of agree the Wiley's second diss track wasn't as good as his first.
It wasn't as fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a sucker for diss track. I fucking love them
Okay.
so
We know.
much. It's so good. So they're all like on fire.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the embers were a bit low on Wiley's second one. Sorry, Wiley.
I mean, again, all kind of merged into one
Yeah.
for like one style, which was like
Yeah.
Wiley's style.
but
They felt very similar to me.
that's very like if you listen to any sort of like proper underground grime,
Yeah.
they've got that like dirty backing track, and it's usually quite fast paced and
Yeah.
stuff. It's
Yeah.
really good.
And then I guess
And
the,
then
the
we come to
at time of recording the
come
final one.
To Still Disappointed,
Sure.
where, as I said in the beginning, Stormzy systematically destroys
Oh my God.
Wiley's life. He starts off by calling Wiley's sister a scat.
Oh. Okay.
She wants to send him photos.
The lyric that I remember from that is like she kept asking me for photos.
Yeah, she kept asking for photos. It
Yeah,
says
right.
scat. And that's kind of all he says about her.
Sure.
Like, so he doesn't go too hard on his sister,
That's
except
fair.
for calling her a scat, which is kind of harsh.
it's, it's like, yeah, that is hard, but then he fucking systematically like completely destroys Wiley's brother, his father, and just oh my God, the whole latter half of that track.
So I don't know.
About getting his mum back from Cyprus.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't fully know the history of this, but from
So
the
essentially, like, I mean, here we go again. Don't fully
actually,
know.
I want to say
Piecing things together.
The way I understand it from that one song
Yeah.
is Wiley got in a bad spell and his house got attacked and he had to ship his mum off to get her out
Yeah.
of the way to keep her
Yes.
safe.
Yes.
Is that what happened?
Yes,
All
essentially.
right. Well, fair enough. No,
Mm.
cool. I mean, like,
Well,
obviously not the target audience for like this.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
Okay.
But yeah, that's about all
Yeah,
I
I mean,
understood.
Yeah. If like a gang is coming to your door,
yeah.
what are you gonna do? You're gonna want to protect your the things you have,
yeah,
Yeah.
your loved ones, right?
yeah.
Sure.
Wiley thought, you know what? The best way to protect my mom,
Get her out.
just get her out completely.
Which understandable.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Very understandable.
But Stormzy used that as ammunition and just gunned down everyone else
Yeah.
in his family.
He said his father and brother were not real men,
Oh,
so he would become the man of the house.
Yeah.
big ooh.
Big ooh.
Okay.
He would bend Wiley's mother over.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, basically acted that out in the video.
Yeah.
Good games. GG.
And I think my favorite thing to come out of all of this is Stormzy. One of his pseudonyms is Big Mike.
Okay.
Big Mike.
So on change.org, there is there was a petition said, "Get Richard Cowie's mum back." Richard Cowie is Wiley's real name.
Okay.
So Stormzy started a petition, starting a petition to get Wiley's mum back. She's in Cyprus, still disappointed. This is me assuming it's Stormzy and his team.
And it's not like someone
Or
else just
someone
using the
else.
name.
But
Yeah.
if it is someone else, it's fucking amazing because they've got 125 signatures out of 200.
It only needs 200 signatures.
Yeah, so it's fucking amazing.
Damn. Sorry.
And the comments are, "We want mums back and free up Mumsy."
free up
Free up
Mumsy.
Mumsy.
Oh my Lord.
Okay.
That's insane.
All right. So I guess I have a different opinion on the whole diss track thing. I like it. It's a good bit of fun, but it really just boils down to I'm a bigger man than you are.
Yeah.
It's just people throwing their dicks around and trying to measure who's bigger.
I mean, yeah.
Which I mean, that's how it comes to me.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Which I guess it's a bit of fun,
I mean,
but it's I can't take any of it seriously, if I'm
you
honest.
see, when I was at uni, this is when was when I started listening to grime a bit more.
Okay.
Because one of my good friends, very big grime fan, and he showed me like Skepta. He showed me the Skepta Devilman diss. Like there's a rapper called Devilman and Skepta, and they had like a head-to-head kind of thing. It was like, ooh, interesting. Skepta fucking, oh man, destroyed the shit out of him.
Okay.
In my opinion. People thought Devilman won, but no, Skepta won. But yeah, and then he showed me like Chip and that and all this sort of stuff. And I like when we listen to like tracks initially, we pick out the like, you know, I reckon if back at uni, if we listened to this Wiley diss, we probably would have laughed at the whole snatch your mum's weave. Like that's such a ridiculous line. Like what the fuck? But now it's like, oh fuck, they mean this shit.
Yeah, and that's the one concern from, I guess, my standpoint is like, they're literally talking about like,
oh yeah, beating the shit
out of each other. And it's like, I don't know, it just feels a bit too real.
Yeah.
I can't take it seriously, like what they're saying, but also at the same time, it sounds very serious.
I think it's also fucking fantastic marketing for Stormzy.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's the other side of it that I always see. Like any sign of, you know, anytime that there's someone on Twitter like having a go at someone else and it causes fucking articles.
Yeah, it's trending and stuff.
Yeah. The first thing I think of, this is a marketing stunt. That's the first thing that goes through my head, yeah. That's the world we live in nowadays, that anytime something is like with big artists, I always think, oh yeah, this is just a marketing stunt thought out by their marketing teams.
See, my first thought is, oh shit, they are actually doing that. And then the second part is, this is going to do really well for them.
Yeah, because like it's the whole thing, like all publicity is good publicity.
Oh yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure Stormzy is going on tour very, very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like this is just like fueling ticket sales.
Do you guys remember Kevin Spacey?
Yes.
We all, yeah.
EE.
Have you guys heard of the?
Oh wait, no, wrong one. Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey. Oh, when he
slightly different.
How
people.
he's killed a whole bunch of people.
4 people have died.
Yeah, like Sully brought this up to me the other day, and like I didn't hear anything about it, but all the people that in his jury are slowly dying off.
And he's released like videos
Creepy
where he's pretending
as
to be his
fuck.
character from House of Cards. I'm like, kill them. with
What
kindness.
the fuck?
I'm like, I'm not sure you're allowed to do that.
No. Hang on. Knock. Mr. Spacey,
Hi,
are you what are you doing?
I'm just lighting a fire.
I mean, yeah, but I heard that you heard like a couple of people have died, and
I'm,
you know, people that are
looking at doing some theater shows.
they're connected to your case. Like,
These allegations are false.
I mean, there's been a few.
Would you like some tea?
Oh no! All right, I'm gonna leave. Bye.
Kindness.
It's so weird. Weird.
He's
Who
a
puts
weird dude, man.
Yeah, but like,
Weird
who?
dude.
If you're going through this trial,
Yeah.
who puts videos like that out?
Because
it doesn't paint you in a good light to anyone.
Because he knows he's probably untouchable. Because the whole Hollywood shit. Look, they've got Harvey Weinstein, so they're doing all of that shit right now.
Yeah.
And Kevin Spacey's like, yeah, man, they're sorting out Weinstein at the moment. So I'm just like, am I going to murder them or pay them off?
He's murdering them.
It's just,
Murder's probably the better
Sorry,
choice.
let's say this out there. Speculation. This is all allegedly
Kevin Spacey is a murderer.
theorized that this is all happening.
Yes.
Nothing's been confirmed
Allegedly.
as of recording.
Okay.
Just covering our asses.
Yeah,
there.
that's fair. Yeah, no, you're right.
So
The one person that listens to this that starts suing us, we can't afford that.
Kevin Spacey himself. That'd be great publicity, though.
Oh yeah, I want to know
Get all
what
the Hollywood elites to fund us in our court case.
That'd be great. Okay, that's it. You guys need to start releasing diss tracks to, like, rappers.
I can't rap, so
You know, I've had that thought before.
Have you actually had that
Yeah.
thought?
Like, if I sent for like Chip, what would he do?
he would
Destroy me.
destroy
immediately.
Yeah, but then people would know you are.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, that guy who got destroyed by Chip is a
Then,
podcast.
Twitter
With SlapDuck.
followers.
True,
Easy.
but he would destroy you and then subsequently destroy your
Everything.
kids
Oh yeah.
and your kids'
Oh,
in the future through this one track.
and my kids.
Yeah, like he would find.
That's a lot of destruction.
I don't think
He would find a way for them to have to listen to that track.
Yeah, I don't know if that's probably worth it in the end.
No, probably not.
Might leave that one.
But
Leave
if
it.
we know one rapper, so you can come for him.
Yeah, I'll come for him.
You know one? Oh, you
Yeah.
know one. Yeah, we know one.
Yeah, we know one.
Yeah.
That's how you guys get big. You
Yeah.
just come for each other. Oh, God. Well, speaking of destruction, let's get in a somber note now.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
This is the heavy part of the
This
combo.
is the heavy part.
I mean,
This does the most damage in the combo.
No, this isn't the part that's going to do the most damage in the combo.
I mean,
So, like, at the moment, Australia.
Australia's on fire.
Australia is on fire, and it is very, very fucking sad.
There
Oh my
are
God, like-
zero, allegedly,
Hmm.
there are no koalas left in the wild in that area.
What?
Which is, that is something like 50 million animals have been killed so far.
I thought it was like close
Someone
to
was saying up to 1 billion.
Jesus.
But that's including all wildlife, including birds and bugs and shit.
stuff. But it's amazingly terrifying how long this is going on.
It's just fire. Like, I remember hearing it like last hour summer or
Yeah.
something, and I was like, "Oh, fire! So I'll put it out so I can throw some water on that shit."
Mm.
And now it's like, "Oh, you can see it in Argentina."
like
Oh my God.
it's changed the color of the sky.
Yeah,
It's for the most part, it's the majority of the country, and it's a massive country. Thankfully,
Fucking hell.
like there's not a lot of people that live in the central
Middle.
part of the country.
but it is mostly the very populous side on the
Yeah,
east coast.
and it's every time I look at the statistics, it just gets bigger and bigger, and it's more and more terrifying.
Mm.
I mean, there are funding fucking charity posts that I've seen on stuff like Facebook
Yeah.
that overnight went from like having a couple million to like 20 million pounds put into it, which is fantastic.
Great.
Mm.
And like, there are some stars, like Australian stars, like
Hemsworth.
fucking Thor
Hemsworth.
is like given $1 million. There's another person that's
The-
given
Kylie Jenner is giving $1 million
good. I mean, let's
eventually.
be yeah.
after being abused on Twitter for it.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I mean, don't abuse her, but just be like, hey, just like.
Just do
Give
it.
some
You
money.
got,
Yeah.
you got the money.
I mean, there's that. I don't know if she's from Australia. The ex Instagram model who got kicked off Instagram for being too promiscuous on her posts, who is selling. Have you not seen this?
Oh,
It's
she's
on
selling
Twitter.
porn videos for
Well, no,
fun.
it's not porn videos. She's selling naked photos.
Okay, sorry.
That's a good idea.
And
Yeah,
for
she's
like
yeah.
for every $10 you donate to a list of charities, and you have to send her the receipt,
Mm.
she'll send you a picture of her.
That's,
And-
I mean,
Apparently, she's raised like $500,000.
oh my
Uh,
fucking God.
I think, and that's US dollars.
Okay,
Wow.
that's honestly very fucking amazing.
Yeah, single-handedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's pretty smart. It's like one photo, give it to everyone, and then
Yeah,
if they do it
it's
again,
like that
then
sort of
another
thing.
photo.
You take a few photos,
Take
you
like
just
100.
distribute those photos. Done.
It's fucking
Yeah.
smart as shit.
It's very clever.
That is an entrepreneur, and we want you on the podcast. Don't remember your name.
The
naked-
Sully's
But
fucking
I
face.
know her,
What?
I know the pseudonym she's going by, the naked philanthropist.
Oh, that's
I know
actually a cool
that.
name. Nice.
That's pretty good.
And there's an Australian cricketer that's on the news the other day. He's like
Shane Warne.
Shane was like he's like auctioning off like some
It's like-
hat that he's
it's
got
like
that's meant to be
I
like
think
pretty
it
big
might
and
have been his 100th cap hat, which is like
massive.
as
Yeah.
a cricket player, your most important thing.
And it was like
Wow.
it was
Oh my
starting off
God.
like 300 and something
Yeah.
£1,000 or dollars or whatever it was. It was a lot. So like there is a lot of funding going towards it, but I guess no one's not heard about it.
Yeah.
But if you were like humming and hawing about maybe giving a
Yeah.
tenner, maybe don't have a beer and give a tenner
Yeah, man.
or beer or two. Don't have a tenner. Yeah.
We will put something in the description,
Yeah, we'll definitely put like
a bunch of charities and stuff.
Yeah,
For that.
absolutely.
definitely will.
Maybe we should just do that all the time. Just have charities in the description. Be nice.
Yeah, it's not
Can't do
bad,
any harm,
Sean.
can it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's cool. But yeah, just thought it's worth touching down on that.
Yeah, because it's it's really not something we can ignore at this
No,
rate.
it isn't. Like, we're not going to go too deep into it. That's probably as
But
much as we're going to talk.
I
But
have an idea. We tweeted this out on the SlapDuck thing, on SlapDuck's Twitter at SlapDuck podcast.
there we go.
Um,
You sure?
Yes, I think. Tweet at us there, or the comments wherever you're seeing this, or on Instagram, wherever. Send me something stupid to do, and I will do it for charity,
All right, fuck it.
Yeah.
and we'll donate it to Australia.
Yeah.
Preferably something that won't hurt me.
Yeah.
I'll dye my hair.
That's
Fuck. Oh, I'm going to make a new Twitter thing just to send
I'll
that to you.
dye my hair
Yeah. All right.
for money.
Yeah,
obviously,
for charity.
for charity.
Cool.
We'll set a limit, like £100 minimum, or
If that
maybe
raises
less,
that,
10
sure.
something.
Think of the audience. Seth.
We'll do
Okay.
something.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
We'll put some stuff out there.
We'll put it on our
Sick.
socials.
Cool.
So now, is this the
Now
hard
we're
combo?
yeah. So like this is the
So,
hard, I guess.
so what happened then was like, first it was light, and then medium, and then heavy
We're going heavy now.
as a target combo.
World War III.
Okay. World War III.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, right?
It's like
I woke up one day and it's like, oh, this is attack this, and they bombed this. And it's like, could you
Okay.
just
slow down.
stop?
Okay.
Slow down.
Being a prolific reader and watcher of the news,
Yeah.
and a very political individual, I think we can calm down.
Okay. Yeah, actually, fuck it. Sully, give us the rundown. Should we
okay.
be terrified?
So the why everyone is saying World War III is going to start is because the US did an airstrike in Iraq on an Iranian general, Qasem Soleimani, who is essentially the second most important person in Iran.
Okay.
Basically, like it goes to Ayatollah, then him. And so he died, obviously.
Yeah.
And so Iran were like, what the fuck? And then Iraq were like, what the fuck? Why did you kill an Iranian dude in our country?
Yeah.
We already have a strained relationship with Iran.
Yeah.
So in Iran, in Iraq, there's a lot of Iranian sympathizers who attacked the US embassy maybe the day before this airstrike happened.
Okay.
So then Iran were like, what the fuck, my dudes? Apparently at one of their most important buildings, they raised the red flag, which in Persian history means we're going to war.
Oh my fucking god!
And then Russia and China were like, hey, Iran, do you want to do joint naval practice together?
No.
In the Gulf of, I think in the Gulf of Oman? It's like, yeah, man, let's do it. So they were all like doing joint naval practice, which is like kind of like an intimidation tactic.
Oh my god!
Trump initially said, if they attack us, we'll attack back. And we will target cultural sites, which is a war crime.
Yeah, that is a full-on war crime.
Which is a war crime. So then the U.S. Secretary of Defense was like, I don't think it was either Secretary of Defense or the Foreign Secretary, their equivalent of the Foreign Secretary, was like, no, we might go to war, but we will abide by international law.
Yeah.
Which is like the best pedal back.
Yeah.
Then in the Iranian parliament, they were chanting death to America.
Okay.
But the Ayatollah did come out and say, by that, we mean death to Trump, but not to the American people, which is okay.
So there's some
less bad.
Yeah.
Less bad indeed.
And then Iran bombed a US military base in Iraq, but they didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, apparently no one was killed or anything.
So apparently they targeted areas, allegedly they targeted areas that were not, there weren't people in there.
Basically, kind of like, I guess the equivalent on at sea would be like a shot across the bow kind of thing. Like
so you're sending a message like, don't fuck with us.
Yeah.
And also the Iraqi government basically came to a decision they don't want any foreign troops in their country anymore, which they've been there since the invasion in 2004.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
It's been a while.
So there's been like US troops and British troops there who have been supporting the Iraqi military fighting the likes of ISIS and the Taliban.
Yeah.
And the thing with this Qasem Soleimani guy is there's stuff saying he killed US citizens and he killed US soldiers.
Yeah.
But also he did help Iraq, Afghanistan, like in Libya and stuff, fighting ISIS a lot.
Right.
So it's kind of like, yeah, he's a bad guy, but also he's done
a lot of good in the
right.
eyes of the Western nations.
Yeah, so it's kind of like this push and pull.
Okay.
And like the Middle East in itself is such a tumultuous area. There's so many there's the Saudi part who don't like Iran and they don't like Iran's influence on places like Iraq and Afghanistan. And the US are pro Saudi Arabia, and I won't get into that. It's mostly about oil. And then you've got everything in Syria and Libya that's like all over the place. And then you've got like even the whole Israel part where they're all dying to jump on them. And I won't talk about that more because I'm very passionate about that subject.
Okay.
But it's kind of, and then you've got China and Russia coming in being like, oh, America.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's like, oh. And it's like a lot just happened really fast and everyone got scared because it was like,
this is too much.
It's
This
too
is
much,
too much too fast.
Too much too fast.
You know, when you go back to World War One, like World War One started by Franz Ferdinand getting shot.
Assassinated.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was like, oh, this has way too many parallels.
Yeah, that's the exact thing that I thought was like, oh no, World War One started with an assassination.
Yeah.
This isn't basically an assassination.
And
or
like,
can be seen like that.
Absolutely.
I think the big, and even with Western countries that are like, I think our foreign secretary, who I believe is Dominic Raab, I'm not 100% sure on that though. He was like, he came out, and because Boris Johnson fucked off on holiday.
To Hawaii or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
So did the Australian Prime Minister, which is a whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a whole big.
Yeah.
But he came out and his line was, we aren't sorry that he was killed, because obviously they need to toe the American line.
Yeah.
But we want de-escalation.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the consensus in the West, even amongst Democrats, they're like, okay, yeah, cool, this wasn't a good guy. And Trump is saying, we have evidence that he was planning attack on US military soldier, the US.
Fucking evidence out.
But they've not given out the evidence.
Yeah.
So everyone's also like, this is a very Trump.
Yeah.
Fake news.
PhD student. Oh, yo, let's go. Not Trump, sorry, Bush. PhD student, let's go invade 2 countries. So the consensus in the West is like, okay, maybe sure he was a bad guy, but the way you went about it was
the wrong way of going about it.
The only way, I believe, the only time you're allowed to kill someone in someone else's country without their permission is if they're a terrorist threat.
Okay.
So like the US can bomb parts of Pakistan and parts of Afghanistan, Syria and stuff without the permission of the government because it's a terrorist threat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why, I mean, it's completely off topic, why like the US is pushing for Mexico to classify cartels as terrorists. So they can
go in.
Yeah. But then Mexico's like, no, you're just going to invade our country.
Basically, yeah. That's
So
fucking hell.
That's kind of, but I think now it's sort of like de-escalated. I mean, Trump came out and said, sorry.
No, I was going to say, at the time of recording,
yes.
Like, I'm happy saying when we're recording this is recorded on Thursday the 9th.
Yes.
That's when we're recording this. At the time, there's been no news, anything past what we're talking about here.
Yes.
Who knows how it may develop in the future.
Yeah, because this happened so quickly and there's 4 days till this really goes out.
Yeah.
What I would try and say is, if anything major does happen between now and then, I will try and get Sully to kind of record it. It might not sound as good, but I'll put it in.
Okay, now.
Very soon. I'll put it in now.
Hi, Future Sully here, coming to you guys from a train. I'm on a train right now. So, the only thing we have to add to this whole topic we've been speaking about is that I think on Friday, that has just passed, Friday the 10th of January, Tehran, so basically Iran, have come out and admitted that they did shoot down the passenger plane that was flying to Ukraine, I believe, from Tehran airport, saying that they claimed it was they assumed it might have been a military strike from the US, considering that the plane was, I think, taxiing or flying pretty close to a air base for Iran. So it kind of does put a big, oh no, what's going to happen here type deal. A similar thing has happened in the past in 1988 when the US shot down a passenger plane flying out of Iran. That did not result in any further military conflict. The families of those who lost their lives were given compensation in 1996. The Ukraine and Canada have, because there are a lot of Canadians on the plane, have requested that the Tehran government give a proper official apology, give compensation, and do what they can to help these families. I think I mentioned it already, but the people who are suffering the most from this whole situation are the average people, the everyday man and woman, and that's the worst thing about this entire conflict. So hopefully everything will get better. I don't think that this is a cause for concern for further military action, but hopefully this will maybe make both sides realize it's not worth going to war. Thanks.
Okay. So either something happened or nothing happened. Hopefully the latter.
Yeah. It's quote unquote de-escalate. There was also this thing where a plane crashed in Iran.
Yeah. Ukrainian plane.
A Ukrainian plane. Ukraine are saying it's probably related to the missile, but there's no
evidence for it.
Or at least as far as we know. At the moment, there's no evidence that's come out.
I mean, I read on Twitter, being the source of all news, all reliable news, that no survivors.
No survivors, no.
Whatsoever, which is tragic.
Yeah.
Very.
And B, apparently the black box was mildly damaged as well. So,
I mean, probably, hopefully still recoverable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
because that would just clear up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it apparently there's been de-escalation. Like the Trump said that Iran aren't going to do anything further with this. Political analysts are saying maybe this bombing of the US military base has appeased Iran, given their point across, and has appeased the sort of the very anti-Americans within Iran and within Iraq.
Showing that they're like not rolling over.
Yeah, showing they're not rolling over. Yeah. So then also Iran have said they're not going to stick to any of the nuclear deals that they've signed with Europe.
Which is worrying. I don't know much about the nuclear deals, but that sounds worrying.
So the biggest issue with that was it was an Obama and Europe push thing together. As soon as Trump came into power, he's like, we're not signing this anymore. So when that happened in 2017, it was a whole thing where Iran were like, well, if the US aren't going to be okay with it,
why are we doing
why should we work with you, Europe? And Europe were like, please, everyone just sign this deal. We don't want more nukes.
Yeah.
So now Iran are like, well, Trump's been a bit of a dick. So they're like, hey, Europe.
No.
Nah. And Europe are like, oh my God.
Oh God,
We've got Brexit.
Brexit's the least of the worries at the moment. Let's be honest. That's on a back burner for now.
I mean, not for us.
Yeah. But I mean, like, to be fair, in the grand scheme of things, it's like, do you want a world to live in?
Yeah.
Because
if you all start setting them off, that's it. That's the world done.
If Trump's like, you know what, fuck you, Iran, and Iran's like, all right, then bring it, go on. Then everyone is fucked.
Yeah. Because if Iran,
everyone is,
because it's MAD, mutually assured destruction, where one person sends a nuke,
everyone sends nukes.
I mean, the US sends a nuke to Iran, Russia will nuke them, US will send one to them. We will get our launch codes off the Americans because they have our launch codes, from what I remember reading a few years ago.
Wow.
Then they'll bomb them, channel bomb them. Then India and Pakistan will be like, okay, we'll just nuke each other.
Let's just do it. Go on.
Why not, man?
Let's join in.
I mean, everyone else is doing it.
I mean, they do have they only have one nuclear warhead each, and they are pointed at each other. It's amazing.
Fuck me.
Amazing in the worst sense.
Yeah. Jesus.
But I think I'll make my last point on it.
Cool.
It's like, I feel like the people who are going to suffer the most out of all of this, and it's the thing that it's my biggest point with war and stuff. It's not going to be the Iranian government. It's not going to be the US government. It's not even going to be people in the US or even in Iran, most likely. It's going to be people in Iraq who are going to suffer, like the green zone in Benghazi, which was the worst part of the Iraq war. I think there was bombings in there.
Right.
And there was fighting going on, I think today I read in the news. And like, it's going to be innocent Iraqi people who are going to be the ones who suffer the most. And I mean, it's like, and I don't know if it's going to sound sort of dickish, but you've got all this stuff happening in Australia with shit burning down, and everyone on social is pushing for, let's help out Australia, which we should definitely do. But you never get that same thing for people in war zones.
Yeah.
Even, it doesn't have to be the Middle East, but people in war zones, it's like you don't get the same thing.
Right.
And that does kind of rub me the wrong way, which I don't know, might sound dickish, but it's like...
No, definitely not
think
dickish.
so.
No, it's the sort of thing like what everyone's aware of actually happening. And now it's like you want everyone to be aware of everything.
Yeah.
Not just whatever.
Not choice desensitization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
But I'm going to move on because I'm getting emotional.
No, that's fair.
Fair enough.
Fair.
That's the end of the heavy stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it went light, medium, heavy, light.
It's like...
Dessert now,
Or
is it?
wait, actually, no. Dash cancel.
Shit, okay.
What?
And
It's like L1, usually.
Or if, because that's the yes, mate. Yeah, that's really good.
Josh looks so proud.
That was really good. No, absolutely right.
Okay.
Because that's all like all the buttons at once.
All right. So there's one. We got one more topic that we kind of thought beforehand,
Yes.
and it's something that you've asked Sully to.
Fucking hell, I'm speaking a lot.
Yeah, you're
today.
speaking a lot
Sorry.
today, Sal.
So basically, let me wind back to when I first met Sully. Really,
Hello.
Hello, Sully.
that's Sully over there
That guy
in the right hand corner of the
with
room
the beard.
with the big ass beard.
Mm.
Big ass beard. BAB.
After a couple of like meetings with Sully while working, understood that he liked wrestling, right?
Quite
And I'm
a bit.
pretty sure that's quite apparent now.
I'm
If
pretty
you've been-
sure
if
if
you've
you've
been
listened to
listening
more
to
than
this-
one episode,
Yeah, for a
touch.
while,
Yeah.
he will like go off on wrestling tangents. And to be fair, I am interested. I like
I'm
hearing
traveling
about it.
5 hours this weekend to go to a wrestling show.
Fucking there you go.
that's more diehard than I've ever done for a music gig.
Hard die.
So, see you say that, I would really love to fly to like Germany.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, so would I. But like, I think just this side one. Yes, but I almost kind of want it to coincide with the holiday. I don't want to make a holiday around it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair. So Sully's big on wrestling.
Yes.
Pretty big.
Pretty obvious
Yeah.
to anybody who listens to the podcast.
Man likes a man on man.
Or woman on woman. Or man on woman. I'm less attuned into that wrestling. I'm not a big fan of intergender wrestling.
Oh,
Okay.
Just because I don't like seeing women get hit by men.
I mean, I think we can all agree on
Yeah,
that
can all
one.
agree
Yeah.
on that. So yeah, known Sully for a while. When I first met him, we talked a little bit about like WWF stuff because I knew a tiny, like the tiniest
Yeah.
bit of wrestling knowledge, and he's slowly introduced me more and more to like this Japanese scene
Yeah.
of wrestling.
I mean-
which every time I see you retweet something, I'm like, this looks fucking
It
interesting.
wasn't by choice either. It was just I just started sending stuff to George.
big
He's
fan.
got into it by brute force.
yeah,
So
essentially.
I saw over the past week this wrestling character
Yes.
called, is it Jushin Thunder Liger?
Yes.
Jushin Raijin Liger.
Yeah, that's his Japanese name.
Fucking got that right, didn't I? First try.
Jushin Thunder God Beast, essentially. is his name.
Oh, so sick. So would you like to give me, would you like to
Okay.
give us both a bit of a history? Because has
Okay.
he retired or something?
Yes. So this weekend just gone was the biggest show in New Japan Pro Wrestling's calendar called Wrestle Kingdom. Where,
Cool.
Well, it goes back to 1992, where they just called it the January 4th Tokyo Dome show and had different names every year.
Yeah.
So basically, Liger has been wrestling. Well, I'll go into that more. But basically, this weekend was his last. Like he finished off his retirement tour. So he started a year-long retirement tour last year,
Right.
and so this weekend he had 2 matches. One on the 4th of January, where it was him and a bunch of his mates. Like these are all men over the age of 50 and 60, and they were fucking going hard. They were hitting suicide dives, which is running off the ropes and going out through the other side of the ring,
Damn.
and also hitting like shooting star presses, which is a front flip off the top rope.
Damn.
And these were old men. It was fucking amazing. Then he had a tag team match with one of his like greatest rivals against 2 young junior heavyweights,
Right.
which in Japan means anyone under 215 pounds.
Right.
Although that's kind of, they fudge it a little bit
Yeah.
because there's a massive guy in the junior heavyweight division who should not be there in the slightest. He's so fucking huge. But okay, so I'm going to go, I decided to do notes.
Oh, yes, mate. I've honestly, like, I've been so excited for this day.
So
Legit, like,
Really?
mate, when I see pictures of this guy, like, he's got this awesome, like mask on that's, like, quite spiked.
Yeah.
It's just, it just looks so sick.
So Jushin Thunder Liger is a guy called, I'm sorry for anyone who might be Japanese listening to this, who is Kaiichi Yamada. And essentially in 1989, he took on the role in New Japan. He's only wrestled for New Japan, as far as I know, but he's wrestled everywhere in the world.
Right.
So in New Japan, he took on the role of a character called Jushin Thunder Liger, which is based off an anime character called Jushin Thunder Liger, because they do this a lot in Japan, where there's also one called Tiger Mask.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's like been like Tiger Mask 1, 2, 3, Tiger Mask White, Tiger Mask Black. There's like a whole bunch of them. And they like license them from these animes.
That's so cool.
The politics behind Japanese wrestling is just as, if not more interesting than American politics in wrestling.
Wow.
And so that's how he got his name. He is an 11-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. So he's
That's
an
a
11-time Cruiserweight Champion, which in the States means a lot less than it does in Japan. Like the junior heavyweights are like high intensity, doing backflips, being well ahead of their time.
Yeah.
And Liger is known as being like way ahead of his time. Like in the 80s, he was pulling shit that guys are just doing now in the US.
Wow.
Like doing backflips.
So trailblazer.
Yeah. So I'm going to read off more of his championships. And these are just his New Japan championships, not including the ones he's won around the world. He's also a 6-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Champion. So Cruiserweight Tag Champion.
Nice.
3-time winner of the Best of the Super Juniors Cup, which is in Japan, in New Japan, they get all of their junior heavyweights and they have like a round robin tournament where they'll fight each other and then the winner gets a title match against the fucking champion.
Yeah.
I think now it's always at Wrestle Kingdom. And if the champion wins, he gets to choose his challenger. And then he's a 2-time winner of the Super J Cup, which is an international like cruiserweights tournament, not including WWE talents because WWE doesn't loan anyone out.
Okay.
Oh. What do the Japanese one do?
To some promotions that they have deals with.
Oh, okay,
so like
cool.
I've seen a lot. Like I was well gutted. He did a show in Bethnal Green in like May.
Wow.
And I was like, I couldn't go. And I was like, he's going to do another, because he's usually, and New Japan had a show that I had tickets to in August. And I was like, okay, well, he's definitely going to come to that. And he didn't. And like, I missed my only ever chance of ever seeing this man wrestle. And it's going to be the one of the things in my wrestling life I'm going to regret.
Right.
Not seeing him wrestle. Live, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I have New Japan World, which is 999 yen a month, and it's a fucking deal for everything New Japan I've ever done.
What is 999 yen?
About £10.
Ah,
It's fucking amazing.
That's all right.
GG. And I get all the pay-per-views.
sweet.
So basically the biggest thing for him was he was at the very first Tokyo Dome Jan 4th show. He opened the show in 1992, and he opened the show this year in 2020.
Oh,
Okay.
mate.
Is that like round circle?
it's
He's
like-
done now?
Yeah,
or-
it's like a full circle for him.
yeah.
So he retired the next day at New Year's Dash. Like the whole all the good guys came out. They sang for him and picked him
Aw,
up.
It's lovely.
The Japanese wrestlers from WWE sent him flowers. The
Oh,
WWE sent
wow.
him flowers and stuff. And like fucking Tanahashi, who's a huge, like beautiful man, was just crying
Oh.
in the ring.
I love that shit, man.
Mm.
That's so good.
And then some other just cool things. I think we've talked about this before about his Kishin Liger persona,
Yeah.
where whenever his mask is taken off, he's got this like demonic face paint underneath.
That's cool.
And like instantly he switches his style in the match to be like very aggressive and just not going for a win, going to hurt his opponent.
right.
And he starts doing something
So
called,
cool.
in wrestling, it's called the Asian Mist, where it was a thing developed by the Great Muta, where basically they have like capsules or something in their mouth and they'll spit it. And there's like this
like a
mist.
squib almost.
Yeah, it's like a squib, and this mist comes out and covers their faces.
Mm.
And there's different tiers. There's the green mist and the red mist and the black mist.
Oh shit. That makes a lot of like, so in Tekken, right?
Yeah.
There's a move that Yoshimitsu does where he literally like spits out this
Yeah.
like purple mist.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that could have
It's-
stemmed from wrestling.
It's from the Great
Oh,
Muta.
fucking Armor
Yeah.
King has a green one.
Yeah.
Oh!
George's world is now
I'm in
crumbling
it.
around him.
I'm in it.
So he's been
yeah.
he's been Kishin Liger 4 times. I only wrote down the names because you might find something funny. So he used it first against the Great Muta, who is a massive man. Great Muta's still alive. Giant Barber died. Then he used it against Bad Boy Hideo.
What?
That's the one I think I should laugh at. Then he used it against Taichi, who he's not the best wrestler. He's not like the biggest name in wrestling in Japan. And then he's used it against my arguably favorite wrestler, Minoru Suzuki. He used it last year. Minoru Suzuki is an old 50-year-old man who just likes to beat the fuck out of people,
Jesus.
like shoot style. And shoot style means like in real life.
Oh,
So
Fuck.
so in Japan, so he's a legit MMA fighter. He went off with some of his friends and started his own MMA company
at
in
50.
Japan. No, younger, but he still does MMA now
That's
because he's a
mad.
real man.
That's sick as fuck,
So in
man.
Japan, they've got these things, what they call young lions, which are like the trainees.
Okay.
And in wrestling, it's all about respect. So all the trainees will carry the bags, carry the water. And in Japan, they have them at ringside. So because they go so hard, they help them. They carry the wrestlers to the back or give them water or give them ice packs. Suzuki just goes around and just beats them up.
Jesus.
Oh my
Just-
God.
And it's like expected they have to be ready to get beaten up or just have a chair thrown at them. It's amazing.
That does not sound like something I'd ever put myself through. But
Yeah, I mean,
Well, if you want to be a wrestler, then.
I mean, in Japan, they expect them to live in their dojo. They have to clean toilets and stuff, carry bags, set up the ring,
wow.
help with production stuff.
It's like the media industry. You start as a runner and work your way up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly that.
And I mean, I added that in Thunder Liger's only MMA match, he lost to Suzuki in under 2 minutes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
All
he's wrestled one match in the WWE, and he had a few matches in WCW.
That is
That
cool
is
as fuck.
big old
That's
history.
It's a legacy, man.
That's not even the half of it.
And he's so now is that him done? He's retired.
Yeah, he was born in 64, so I think he's about 55 now.
Whoa.
We'll be 56 this year.
Yeah,
I
and he
think.
can still fucking go.
Fair.
I think he just retired. And also he had a brain tumor at one point,
Shit.
and he was still wrestling
Just
after having surgery.
breeze over that one.
Yeah,
I mean, it's wrestling though, isn't it?
yeah, man.
You're invincible when you wrestle.
Yeah.
I
it's
mean,
fine.
in Japan, a lot of these guys just go until they're like 70 something because they go off and start their own companies, and to
Yeah,
get
man, that's
crowds in,
sick.
they'll do a match here and there.
Okay, it's like coming out of retirement for
Yeah.
one night only.
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
But like,
That's so cool.
I think he was like, I'm
He's
hanging,
good.
I'm hanging the boots up.
Huh.
Like he is a legit celebrity in Japan. Like, I think he posted a picture where like these Japanese idols, like who are my age,
Mhm.
are like begging to get photos with him.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So like he's
Wow.
huge then.
Yeah,
I'm very underwhelmingly saying that. Like I don't know a lot about wrestling.
Yeah.
Sorry. Would it be like The Rock walking in the room nowadays, or is it like
yeah.
for like the
He-
Western world?
Yes, but obviously he would be wearing his mask.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a weird comparison. The easiest comparison I can say would be there's a guy called El Santo in Mexico who became so ingrained in the culture that he never left his house without his luchador mask on.
Wow.
He was buried in his mask.
Oh, shit.
It was
Whoa.
the president of Mexico went to his funeral.
Wow.
But like they basically shut down wherever he lived. I don't remember. I don't think it was Mexico City, but like they shut it down for the day. Like I'd say
Wow.
That's hardcore.
Liger is to Japan what
That guy was.
what El Santo was to Mexico.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
It's fucking.
I've enjoyed this history lesson.
Yeah.
This has
I
been
call him a Hogan.
Ho-
minus
Minus
all of
the-
Hogan being
the-
racist
yeah.
and
trial.
burying
Yeah.
young
All the
talent.
bad shit.
All the racist shit.
All right.
But fucking hell. That was sick. So that's the end.
That's the end
So
of this.
we're gonna do the 3 count. 1, 2, 3 on this episode.
You could tap out.
No, you pin with 3. You
Yeah,
tap.
okay.
You do 3 taps. Yeah, we tap
Yeah,
out.
isn't it tapping out?
We've tapped out.
I tried, God damn it.
We tapped out.
Yeah. You've been talking too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'll take this. Thank you for listening. That was a SlapDuck podcast with your hosts George, Sully, and Luca. Yeah. Thank you for listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can check us out on like Spotify, like all the places where you can find good podcasts, especially Apple
Podcast.
Yeah,
podcasts.
it's iTunes. And
iTunes podcast.
if you're using something like Overcast, it takes it straight from iTunes
Okay.
anyway. So
Right,
it's like,
sweet.
but it's basically the hub. If you like this, please rate and leave a review on iTunes. It helps more people find it and helps us in the long run.
Yeah,
That'd
man.
be absolutely
Or
lovely.
just tell one friend.
Or just tell a friend.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do that, just get a friend to listen to an episode, and
Yeet your phone at their face.
then we're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Check out the charities we're going to put in the description down below.
Yeah, definitely.
Or
GG.
above. Bye.
Where our descriptions are.
Bye.
Right. So I think next time
Mm.
we do the episode,
Yeah.
maybe handstands.
What's that?
You know, standing on your hands and talking.
Oh, we should.
Because I mean,
Is it like a
they're not-
marathon
they're-
episode?
I mean, they're not going to know.
Whoever passes out first.
But the whole time
Yeah,
you
last.
have to be singing Jushin Thunder Liger's theme
Yeah.
in the background.
Could you sing it for me now?
No, because I can't
Please.
speak Japanese.
It's fine. Could you hum it?
Okay. I'll hum it now.
No, I'm not
No,
cutting
you're gonna
this.
put it in.
No,
No, you're
come
gonna
on.
put it in.
Just cut it.
I can't remember it.
Yeah, just
I'll sing
just
Minoru
cut it.
Suzuki's Kaze ni nare, I wanna be a lonely warrior tonight. Then it's in Japanese, so I can't say it.
Oh yeah.
No, it's fine.